Hi guys, welcome back. Um, you know how I made the thing about I have to walk away from the Greek gods for a while? Blah, 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 blah. I had an encounter with the Greek gods last night, and Odin and Loki seemed fine with it. And I'm like, here goes the hamster wheel, and I said, this doesn't make sense. And it was the first time that, like, it felt like the Greek gods were coming around. Now, it was nice enough, but I was like, I'm not going down this road. We're not going to go running in circles. And Odin promised me, he says, it'll make sense in the morning. And of course, I had rampant insomnia, but I finally got up. And damn if I go on Bing and there's not something I associate with the Greek gods. It's not Greek per se, it would make sense to you. So it was like, okay. So the Greek gods are here, the Norse gods are here. I said, then what has this all been about? And you know, sometimes the gods will just smile at you and not give you an answer. I'm like, damned if I know. And then it says, oh, by the way, all four temples, you can do whatever you want with them. Since they're not going to give you, like, more homes to play in. Go play, go have fun. What? After I put all those hours of work into them? Well, we enjoyed them and we enjoyed your hard work, but we've got what we needed out of them. You can go ahead and build that Greek temple on top of where my temple is. I literally just got your third temple done. He just kind of smiled at me. He says, I appreciate it. And if you want it up for a while, go ahead. But, you know, he doesn't need it anymore. And I just started to scream internally, but that's how the gods are. And I'm like, oh my god. Loki was kicking up such a fuss the other day that all the Greek stuff came down. I even put all the Greek statues in storage, and I had spent hours, guys, hours getting something done. And the Greek gods had told me, they were like, you know, this is nice and everything, and Hermes especially liked it, let's be honest. But they were like, you don't have to turn all these play spaces into temples. We know you love us. This was nice and everything, but you don't have to keep doing it. I'm like, then what am I supposed to do with all these statues I spent hours sourcing and fixing and putting into the... I don't know. So I went and watched the 5th chapter of Bendy because I'm like, I'm going nuts. And 5th chapter of Bendy was more of the same. Basically, it explains and I figured this out in chapter 2. You're going in a circle for all eternity. I figured that out in chapter 2. I did. You're going in a circle for all eternity because the guy that owned the studio sold all your souls to Satan because he wanted his empire to last forever. And the Ink Demon is literally a real demon because he was the first thing to come out of this machine that they were trying to make cartoon characters that walked and talked. And he was the first thing that came out, and he came out wrong. He's a demon, supposedly. And the rest of these things are either soulless monsters that wander around trying to kill you, or they came back, and if they were an evil bad person in life, they come back as a more demonic thing. And if they are a good person, they come back as a good person. But it gets complicated because sometimes the good people don't like you either, and they can attack you too. So you can't tell who's good and who's bad, and are they peaceful or are they going to attack you? Welcome to the world of Bendy. So you get to the very end of the game, and it's a lot of back, forth, fetch quests, repeat the same action. And you find out you're just going in one big loop. The very end of the game is taking you back to the start of the 1st chapter. And you can keep going and going and going and going. Now, I know that when Scott Cawthon did FNAF, if you got to the end of the game, you could sometimes unlock something and you could go back and play the game. It was a different experience. And I'm like, I am not playing through these games. For one, I can't get through chapter 3 because some damn thing always interrupts me. And I'd made it to like I told you, the whole way to the end of chapter 4, but I'm like, I don't even think I like a series. Why would I push myself to go through something I don't... Oh, that's what the gods meant. And it's just this weird thing where I guess every so often Loki and Odin are gonna push to the front and gently scruff me and have me spend time with them because that's their way. They're not they can be super gentle, but they can just kind of shove their way up front too. And sometime Dionysus and company are going to be here. I guess. I don't know. I'm confused. But I kind of thought too that I kind of have to safeguard myself because with a lot of these games, you can see something happen in America that in Japan in the old time. I know you guys don't play games, but hear me out on this. They made sure to keep a respectful distance from their fandom because they didn't want the games to become corrupted and they didn't want excited developers just trying to feed into what people wanted. They did want to make games people wanted to play, but you can't let 100 cooks cook the same meal. You ruin the meal. These games have become so overbloated and so packed because they're trying to appeal to the masses. And then the problem with overbloated and packed is it's entertaining for a very short while. And they're already done. The Bendy Juggernaut is sinking into the Sea of Oblivion, just like the FNAF Juggernaut sank. And Fortnite seems to be sinking rapidly as well because they just pack it with all this pop and wow, and there's really no substance in the game. Where he had a choice when he made the very first chapter, he actually had a choice to go in a direction to have a really great storyline and to have a meaningful game. And this is another one of those damn horror games where you can't even listen to the tapes because something's chasing you, and you can't read the notes because something's chasing you. And it's like, this is why this doesn't work. You have to learn how to balance having a storyline and having the horror element, and most people fail terribly because if you can't even read the notes, and you can't even listen to the messages, and there's not this clear, cohesive story that you can pick up very easily, I don't know. So, some people say they do it to be ambiguous so you can think what you want. I think they do it because they just aren't very good at storytelling in games anymore. Castlevania had a more complete storyline, and I love Castlevania, but you know what I mean. So it was kind of strange because we went from the Greek gods being here and the Norse gods and getting along like gangbusters to the Norse gods being, oh, you have to be Norse only, and we kept going in this cycle, remember? And then the Norse gods today are like, it's okay, you can be with whoever you want. And I'm just kind of hanging there limply, still semi-scruff, like, what? Then what was all this for? And they won't tell me. No, none of the gods will tell me. And I'm like, I'm okay with anything, but I need to know what it was for. None of the gods are going to tell me. I was scruff for some reason. I was made to stay for some reason. I'll be damned if I know what it is, because I'm like, this doesn't even make any sense. We just came back to where we were. I'm working with all the gods I always worked with. What big spiritual lesson did I learn? I mean, it was a good reset yesterday to watch those videos I watched and to think about things. But it's weird because it's like something in the house has shifted again. So it's really hard for me to explain. And I didn't spend terribly over much time with the gods today. I did give them, coffee and light the lights and that, but I was like, I have to be off on my own for a little while to think about things and to figure this all out because it feels like I haven't figured out anything. I'm like, we went in a big circle like this game goes in a circle for all eternity. You do all that hard work, you slog for hours to get through the game, and then you're literally right back where you started. And I'm like, that's been my life. I've been slogging through all this hard work to get right back to where I started. I think the gods are all laughing at me. And like, I don't know if I said this recording, but the Greek gods were like, you don't even have to build a Greek temple. And I'm like, you've all been letting me work on these temples for weeks. And you've all loved it. And now it's not important to the gods. Seriously? And they're like, do whatever you want with the homes. I'm like, I don't even want 4 homes. I don't even need 1 home for myself personally. Just go into VR when I feel like it, play a game, and then come out. I don't need homes to go be in. They were nice to visit when the gods are treating them as temples. But I said, personally, I don't need 4 homes. What would I need 4 homes for? And they're all just kind of looking at me like, but you've been asking for 4 more homes. I said, yes, when I had gods to build temples for. I said, but for myself, I'm not building a video game universe or something else. I said, you can only do so much. You can only be in 1 home at a time. Why would I need more than 4 for myself? So I don't know what's going on. That's today. Tomorrow it will be, oh yes, the Greek gods want a temple, and the Aesir need one, and the Vanir need one, and then you can have a 4 home for yourself. I don't know. I just know I'm tired and I'm done building. I even got down hanging baskets last night to build for us to put in the 4th temple. And then Odin's like, oh, you can do whatever you want with the temples. I'm like, I'll burn them all to the ground is what I'll do because I'm done with this. I did all this hard work and now you're done with them? And he goes, well, we never wanted you to keep them, you know, for all eternity. We thought you knew. And I'm wondering if you can possibly kill a god because, seriously? All these hours and hours and hours of work and debating with some of the gods of whether or not I should open the temples to the public because then it's kind of unfair to open a temple to the public and then take the temple away, but I don't know. I just know that all the gods should probably hide right now because I'm like, we seriously just keep going in circles on this stuff. I did go outside, by the way, guys, to see if I could film anything, and the light's just terrible out there for filming. I can fix stuff, but I'm not God. So, yeah, and it's a beautiful day today, too. It's like almost in the 70s, so it was a beautiful day today, but I spent a lot of the day inside watching Bendy, and I went out, and I'm like, it's beautiful, but I'm really not inspired to be out here. There's nothing going on to film or anything, and I'm so used to going out to film, and I'm like, I don't feel like walking to the park because it's not safe to go to the park anymore. So it's really nothing for me to do out there, but maybe I'll go have coffee or something. But yeah, we went in a full circle, and no one will tell me what it was. I just know that after I got scruffed, and I watched some of those Georgiana Van videos, and all of a sudden the Greek gods are back in, and everybody's fine with everyone else, and this is where we've always been meant to be. And I'm like, God damn it, we keep going in circles. Will you stop? Will you just all stop? Because I'll go over and I'll worship one god, and I'll say pip to all of you is what I'll do. I'm going nuts. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.